Change my lighting. I gotta get my lighting together. I look fucking horrible with these lights. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Let me fix my lights. All right. Had to get my lighting. Oh, y'all on here today. They're like, shit, let's hear this. Let me see. Let me say what's up to y'all too, man. You pissed off, Ant? I'm not so much pissed off after watching the film from the last game. I kind of understand it. So not really pissed off by it. You can go ahead, Bob, man. Put your shit on though. You can go ahead, Bob. Put your stuff on though. I'm live. What's up? But let me say what's up to everybody, then we'll get into it. Yo, what's up, Green Dan? Yo, AKOYE, Asmodeus, bye bye. JP, that's crazy, bro. AKOYE, you the thoughts we all need. Parsons beat up Jalen. He beat up Jaylon some any given Sunday. Tell me why. Are you punching the air, bro? I got you. Boom. Punch the air for you. He deserved it. I agree with you, Ivan, actually, on this one. Jahan Jordan, what's good, Okoye? That's crazy timing. That's what is weird to me. I didn't think he'd be back next year. I mean, obviously, if you're getting your playing time cut out, you're not gonna be back next year. But I didn't think they would do it now. So the reason they're doing it now, I'm gonna get into my theories. I don't really like to theorize because tomorrow they're gonna come out with something anyway. But I'll give you what I think. Wild. I'm shocked. Really not shocked. I agree with you, Malcolm Williams. Team playing good. We do this. They didn't cut Sean Lee. Agreed about Sean Lee, but Sean Lee wasn't making, I don't think, what Jalen is making either. Sean Lee kept getting hurt, so Sean Lee was getting team-friendly deals. Sometimes, especially with the Cowboys, ask Dez, ask Jalen. When they pay you, you might be in trouble. Make sure y'all get them likes up. There's 100 of y'all in here, man. When they pay you, you might be in trouble. I'm just reading what y'all saying just so we can set the tone. All right. I'll get back into that in a second. Let's get to it, man. Rue Glock, what up? My other moderators that's in here that I didn't see. What up? Game changer. I need to give you that mic back. Let's go. All right. Now, I said at the beginning of the year, first off, I'm gonna say, y'all think y'all can see it. It's like right here. You see him? That's a crow. I eat crow with the best of them. I told Foots that when he told me what happened. Foots gave me the news. Yeah, I was, I guess, wrong this year about Jalen, man. That's the truth. But watching him on the field, I will say one thing about him. I give him all the credit in the world for trying hard to improve his coverage, which is what I think he did improve this year. But in doing so, he didn't do very well on film this year when it came to the run. He either was, hesitant in holes. He did it at least once every game this year. Once versus the Eagles when Miles Sanders ran up the field on him. A couple times last week, he did it. I think the only good game he had versus the run was Tampa Bay's game. He did okay in that game, but other than that, he had some situations, even against the Chargers. So LVE too, but LVE's not getting paid what Jalen's getting paid, and LVE is on two good wheels. He might be a little tentative and sensitive due to his neck, but I guess if he treats this year like a red shirt year and doesn't get another injury, LVE that is, maybe next year he goes somewhere else in the free agency market and does something. I don't think they bring even LVE back at the end of the year. So that's really where the shocker was for me. It was okay. We didn't think these guys would be back next year, but I didn't think they would part ways with Jalen so soon. So it's either after listening to Dan Quinn's interview earlier, he did give Jalen praise for communication, but the one thing that I think stood out was the fact that he kept on saying LV is where he needs to be. So maybe it was Jalen not being where he needed to be. And on top of that, there's a lot of young guys that I think he feels can play Jalen's role better than Jalen at this point. And that's what you got to ask yourself. Football aside, do I think Jalen can still play good football? Yes. Do I think Jalen is a good player? Yes. A good role player? Yes. Is he the player he was in 2018? I don't know why, but he hasn't been. That think about the hit that he put on Kamara, and I'm not talking about just the hit, the angle. He had to change angles on that play. So he was all on the other side of the field, changed angles, took an angle, cut off Kamara's angle, and knocked him out. I haven't seen that level of hustle nor impact from Jalen since that year. Last year it was so. This year, it's like he can't take on blocks when it comes to the run game, and he's easily pushed out of there. I attribute it more to scheme change, maybe, but no excuses. There are guys on this team at this point. I believe Jabril Cox is one. Not is it Jabril? Yeah, it's Jabril Cox. I get names confused, but Jabril Cox is one. Um, Gifford is another, and then you could say LV because he knows the plays, he knows where to be. So, and in my preference would be Jaylon Curse in that position because he's already been playing linebacker. So if you were to go into like those nickel looks that we go into, you could very easily see Jaylon Curse out there alongside Micah Parsons, and that is the last one that we didn't mention, Micah Parsons. I think there was a lot of grumbling because Micah Parsons wants to be what he came here to be, which is a middle linebacker. He wants to play that, and I think they want him to take his lumps at middle linebacker due to the fact that we're getting guys like Bradley and Nye back now, right? Who can also rush the passer from the outside and does a damn good job at it. He actually beat Slater, which no one else on the team did against the Chargers. So Bradley and Nye is one to watch. And then I watched how he hurt Keenan Allen until he roughed him up and got a 15-yard penalty. And not saying Bradley and Nye is like some world beater, but I think with the addition of him coming back, trying to find playing time for him and Basham and those guys, and then trying to find playing time for Micah Parsons all over the place, who's cutting into everybody's playing time because he's not in one place. I think the blitzing factor from him in the middle, what he did last week, still getting a sack, still getting pressures in the middle, and taking some lumps as far as misdirections and so on. I'll watch it on film a little bit later, but I think he gave up some plays too. But I think they want him to take his reps so that he doesn't give up those plays moving forward mid-season and so on. And that just made sense to part ways with Jalen as a result of that. I can't really argue for him. You guys have deemed me Jalen's attorney due to the fact that I've done a lot of film on Jalen. And I've done a lot of film because he's been a popular topic, sort of like Dez was. And not for the views. I mean, he's been a popular topic, meaning you guys have been asking me about him, just like you see what it is right now, right? So with that said, I think that's more so the reason. On top of the fact that Jalen getting hurt this year, and he was playing like he is hurt, or like he's wearing down. But if he gets hurt this year, I believe that we owed him guaranteed money next year, $9 million maybe next year anyway, and you had to keep him a whole nother year on the roster had he gotten hurt this year. So I think that might be a big part of it, along with the fact that, like I said, we getting guys back that can play fast, also know what they're doing. And then you got guys you can move around because with Wilson coming back and Wilson wanting to play safety, we were asking, like, what are we going to do with Wilson, Hooker, Curse, who's already won the starting position, in my opinion, and KZ out there? We can still run our 3 safety rotation with Wilson out there in the big nickel, uh, Hooker out there as the strong in that position, and then KZ. That makes us athletic and fast there. But then you can take Curse, either man him up on tight ends as a linebacker or keep him in the box with Parsons. And I think Parsons being the load that he is to block, which you can't block him, I think that does make us faster and better, even if some of those guys might not know where they need to be right away because, like, Curse playing out of position, but Curse has done it. So even if we make some mistakes, I think that makes us a more fast and athletic team. And if you say, you have LV in those packages as well, can't really argue it because he's on the team. So I don't think he's playing that well either, to be honest with you. But I think that it came down to money, and I think it came down to the fact that at this point, with the way Jalen is playing, I can't say that he's the top 5, top 6, top 7 defensive player on the field when he's on the field. So if that's the case, why is he top 2 or top maybe number 1 in pay? I don't know how much everybody else gets paid. Him and D. Laudo get paid, I believe, the most on this defense, if I'm not mistaken. And I think both of those guys are in trouble. I think D. Law too, because you're getting it was a bad time for D. Law to get hurt. I don't think he did anything wrong. It's just we're transitioning into a multi-defense 3-4 style team, more like Baltimore is, high flying, man covering, hard hitting defense. And you need guys that are physical and can fly around. And not that D-Law can't do that. I just think D-Law does it better if you were to push him inside. And I don't know if he would want to move inside, to be honest with you. Number one. Number two, he's hurt. So you're getting different looks of different guys and what they can do, and we're still winning and playing at a high level without those guys. So with that said, like, you can't really argue it. I thought that the writing was on the wall, though. I will say this for Jalen's game. This game where I didn't watch the first quarter initially, you guys know that because I was trying to, I guess pay for a service or whatever. And once I got to watch, he was already out of the game, so I never got to see what he was doing in the first quarter. But I've been breaking the film down now, and I got to see what he was doing in the first quarter, and I got to see he started the game and got blown out of a hole. And once he did, that was I think that was it for him. I think I got a super chat in there, or I did. Maybe he took it back. I don't know. Oh no, he did. Phantom, what is it? Phantom Green, I think that's how you say it. Phantom Green. I like how you spelt it. Suppose they waited until now just to make sure Parsons and our depth worked out. So now they're protecting their money next year. That could be I mean, that makes a lot of sense. It's very practical. So you could be right, man. But I suppose that too, I guess, to a degree. There's a lot of factors, but I think that for sure it had to be something that happened. A conversation had to happen because I think the way the organization respects Jalen, if it came down to, hey, Dan Quinn wants to bench you because now Dan Quinn has won 4 games. Think about that. He has favor now. It's not like he's coming in and saying, hey, I got to kind of listen to Jerry about who he wants here. He's like, hey, Jerry, I showed you the money. Like, I'm showing you what's up. So now that maybe Jerry said, hey, you could kind of parcells it now. You can kind of do what you need to do to make this defense better. What can you do to stop these big plays? And I think Jalen was a part of that on the ground, at least. The good news for us is we haven't been getting run on or run against that often due to the fact that this offense has been keeping us up. And you got Trayvon that's creating points by getting turnovers, and other guys too, not just Trayvon, but Trayvon's the main one. So our turnover ratio has been keeping teams away from the ground game because we're up and we're pressing them to pass and push the ball forward. I don't know how we would have done had we had a game where we just had to, hey, smash mouth every day, every play. I'm sorry, because Jalen is kind of out of there, and LV I think was is tackling kind of poor when he does get there. He's getting to the hole, but I think he's missing a little. He's tackling real tentative, put it that way. He's bringing guys down, but not like a guy that's 6'5", 260. But this ain't about him though. So leave LV alone. He on his team. I can't pick on him right now. It was bad. I think I jinxed him too. I think that's the other reason. I gave him some voodoo yesterday with my round table commercial because we had a conversation back in the summer about Jalen and LVE, and I used that as a clip for this commercial for tomorrow. And it's like I couldn't have said it at a worse time. Sorry, Jalen. My bad. But at the end of the day, I can't say I'm mad, man. I saw it coming after watching what he did in the last 3 games versus the run and the way Dan Quinn wants to play, and the way Micah Parsons has played in the middle versus the run. Versus the pass, he's been had a few times. But versus the run, Micah's getting there. You can't block him, and he's doing it the way you're supposed to do as a middle linebacker. So him being that anchor will free up anybody that plays well, including LVE if he's playing next to him. I think the only way to pick on LVE right now is in the air because LVE is not going to have to deal with blocks due to Osa, Chauncey, those guys up front, Bohanna, Urban, all those guys up front. I don't want to name them because too many to name. We've had 30 players, according to Dan Quinn, actually start and play, not start, but play on this defense. And that's a lot. I don't think that's normal at all. Well, he actually quoted that as well. But at the end of the day, our will linebackers aren't getting bodies on them because of the way those guys in front of them are playing. And if you have your free man saying, hey, I got to get a body on Parsons, and you're not going to block him anyway, the defense is automatically better versus the run, period, right there. You just have to deal with passing situations. And I think having guys like Jaylon Curse in there, having guys who can move around, kind of solves that problem too in certain situations. Not that we won't have people, score on us or move the ball. That's what football is about. You watch film like we do, like I do, and you say, hey, we can pick with this guy, we could do this here. And you're going to see that with everybody on this defense. The difference is everybody else on this defense, minus a few guys, are flying around hitting shit. Everybody. So Jalen wasn't. He wasn't able to because if you put a body in front of him, he stopped his feet almost every time this year. And that was the one thing that I liked about him coming in as a rookie when he was young. And let's say this too. I know a lot of you say, "Hey, Jalen is trash," and you don't like Jalen. Whatever you say, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I don't think Jalen does either at this point. But the one thing you got to say about the man, he came back from a hell of an injury. For those of you who just started, make sure you guys hit that like button. Came back from a hell of an injury, and he's done things with that injury that I didn't even expect, and that's where he got my respect. So when you guys saw me respecting Jalen, it's mainly because you're looking at a guy who's playing on one leg better than some players in the league at that point. At that stage, 2016, 2017, 2018, well, not 2016, but 2017, 2018. 2019 was okay. 2020, I think the wheels started to fall off a little bit. I think his stats were there, but it was as if people thought he was playing for stats when I think it was a little bit more than that because you could see clearly he was laboring to kind of get off up. He wasn't as fast anymore. I keep going back to that play where he knocks Kamara out. I need something to drink, but I'll find it. I'll get up. I don't feel like messing my setup up because I'm in my living room. But um, that play with Kamara once again, you got to just go back and watch that highlight whenever you guys feel like it, and you'll see that Jaylon would have been fine in this system because he was running around hitting shit. Early in his career, you saw Jalen running in the guards before they can even get to the second level. And I think that had to do with Eberflus. So that might be a landing point for him. Maybe he reunites with the Colts as a depth guy. Jalen will get a job, I think, because he's not asking for Jalen type money anymore, and he's getting paid by the Cowboys anyway. So anywhere he goes is bonus for them because they're going to get a guy at a discount who can still play football, and maybe he becomes a depth guy this year, or maybe he finds a spot where somebody's injured, he can get in there and prove that he's still this guy. Scheme wise, this isn't the scheme for Jalen though. Not the way he's playing right now. It isn't. Due to the fact that he's too tentative when it comes to dealing with blockers. You can't stop your feet when you're dealing with a guy that's already larger than you, and you don't have the leverage underneath you to shed those guys and keep it moving. Let me say what's up to a few more people, and then we'll get back to it. Hold on a second. You say you see him going to the 49ers or the Ravens game changer? Maybe. Simon Green, not for Law either. You say you're not feeling Law at this point, I guess. Jalen to the Chiefs, possibly. Um, he said, I love to see how our team stopped being complacent. Jalen was decent for his circumstances, but we trying to end a drought. Cowboys Super Bowl automatically turns you into a legend. That's a fact. Make sure y'all guys hit that like button too. Thanks, Rue. Um, he said, stamp mine with it. Got you. He said, hey man, it's True Gooner. Oh, what's up, True Goon? You changed your name. He said, I'm so happy. Jalen Smith sucked. Told people 2 years ago. People thought it was funny. Um, yeah, I didn't think he sucked 2 years ago. I was gonna argue with you to argue down to the Sox 2 years ago. But we don't have the Jalen from 2 years ago either today. So can't really argue that no more, man. He definitely has lost a step. You can see the Colts signing him. I can agree with you. Lupe Ramirez, Xavier Pickens, Yurt. Well, you must be from Philly. What's good with you? You want? Hey, and they was shooting outside my house the other day too. I thought maybe I was hearing shit, man. I went outside. My neighbor from across the street got like 4 holes in his car, man. They did it. They shot like they were shooting like 3 times in 2 days. And I don't even live in the roughest neighborhood. It's like crazy. I live next to Drexel. I live next to colleges and shit. So that's wild. Somebody owes somebody some money or something though. But back to it. You want to have the blessed players on the field at all times. Curse has earned that. Neal and Wilson coming back will have it. And like I said, that's part of the reason. I think Wilson coming back, you can't say that Wilson isn't good. Wilson was our starter coming into this season. We didn't even know who the hell Curse was. We didn't think Hooker could run anymore. And I didn't know how the hell KZ was going to play because I thought he was undersized. But all those guys have far outplayed my expectations. Even the expectations of me watching their film, they're different. They're playing with a different fire. Even KZ's playing a little bit different. He always was a hitter, but KZ's not so kamikaze anymore. He's hitting with his head up. I think they kind of got him on that last one. Let me get to these super chats real quick, and I'll get back to what I'm saying. I do. Jalen was going to go when he didn't invite. He didn't get the invite to some of Micah's mama's cooking. Yeah, yeah. I noticed he wasn't there. I noticed this year he was kind of quiet, but and how does it feel? It's probably best for him too, though. A new situation might be best for him because think about it. You're the star here at one point, then you're not. Everybody kind of hates you, and then they bring LVE in to replace you. LVE doesn't do the job because he keeps getting hurt, so he just couldn't do it because he was Mr. Glass. They let Sean Lee hang around because you're not still in the role. Because if Jalen was coming in here like Micah, there wouldn't have been no Sean Lee extension. There wouldn't have been a draft of LVE, maybe not at all. Right? We might have Derwin James on this team if Jalen was playing the way Jalen was supposed to play even back then. So obviously they saw something when they drafted LVE. They didn't draft LVE to be a will linebacker. They drafted a middle linebacker where Jalen was playing at that time. So that's why I was giving LV the knocks too, because you couldn't push a guy out that they were trying to push out when they brought you here. But anyway, well, I forgot what I was about to say to you because you asked me something. Oh, Jalen's attitude. Think about it. Like you're not getting any of the media time. Micah Parsons is getting like interview after interview after interview. Jalen used to get those interviews and suck at it, but Micah Parsons is getting those interviews. Jalen is not. That has to knock your confidence down. Micah Parsons is getting all your reps. That has to knock your confidence down. Your coach is very direct and on your ass because one, he just got his ass fired, Dan Quinn. Two, we just fired up one coach last year for a one and done year. Three, you got Mike McCarthy, who if he repeated that from last year, would probably be on the hot seat. So, and then you got four, a defense that's playing well around you, which doesn't help you because everybody's making plays. And if I felt for him because Jalen, if he was a half step faster, would have made more plays this year. If you look at Kurtz got a few plays in the backfield. Parsons sack against the Eagles. Jalen was right there. He had a couple of plays where he had Hurts on the perimeter. He was chasing Hurts all over the place. You know, if he was a half step faster, he would have had some of those plays, man. So he's been there. He's been doing his best, I think, as far as the way he's moving. He's playing his hardest. I won't take anything away from him, but that has to be disheartening for him due to the fact that everybody's making plays around you and he wasn't able to. I've even seen, like I said, Kurtz be right there, Jalen right there for a tackle in the backfield, and he's had a couple. Somebody said they fired him because he swiped. Quinn said, "You swipe one more motherfucking time, it's over for you, bro." And he swiped and it was over, man. But yeah, James Tyson, I appreciate it. Boss Barnes, appreciate it. Let's see. T. Gordon, Mike Hall, you keep blessing me, man. Appreciate that. Best wishes to Jalen. Hope he lands on his feet. No pun intended. I hope that was no pun intended. Who had 25 in here? Okay, we them boys. What's good with you, Brody? Appreciate that. He said it was driven by financial reasons, in my opinion. Why risk being on the clock for $9 million guaranteed contract if he got injured? Agree. I also think that he refused to take a pay cut. I don't think he was asked. A crowded LB linebacker room. Crowded linebacker room is definitely for sure. But like I said, the writings are on the wall for Jalen and LV. I don't think LV gets a marquee contract. If he takes a team friendly deal, he might be back, but he'll be back as a depth guy because you don't go get the steal of the draft, who is my pet cat or one of them. I can't even call a pet cat because I love all these young guys. I love all of the guys that we drafted, most of them. I haven't seen Mukamu enough to say I like him, but I liked what I saw in preseason because he couldn't tackle on film in college, but in preseason he was willing, and willing is all you need when you got the size. And I think he just needs some more weight because Trayvon couldn't tackle either in college. He would hit you, but he couldn't tackle. Now he's a tackler. So I think, but he wanted to in college. So I think the want to is definitely was there before. Make sure y'all, if you haven't hit the like button, you hit it. But let's go. You don't go get Jabril Cox because you love LVE. See what I'm saying? So I think the future is now, and with the way they're probably watching him practice, I like Gifford too. I like Gifford as far as well-roundedness. I think Gifford is one of the better well-rounded linebackers that we have. Gifford played outside in college. I think he played in Nebraska, but he played on the outside. He was an outside linebacker who covered as well. So he can cover. Gifford can cover a lot better than most. I think he covers better than Parsons at this point. Parsons is good in coverage. when he knows what his assignment is. But Parsons thinks it's not his fault. He's a throwback linebacker. He thinks front to back, not back to front. Chris Richard had these guys, and I said it before, LVE and Jalen playing back to front, meaning they had to get back in those passing lanes because we played the same play over and over again. They've done so many reps running and finding receivers that are crossing that you can expect them to play back to front. And that also those false steps or no steps is what also gives the line enough time to get to you in the first place because you're not cutting that off. Parsons gets there before the lineman can even get there. If you watch his RPO stoppage against the Eagles, he had two pulling guards try to hit him. He knocks one out because he gets there. He only gets half a man. And then the second one trips over the first one. And he doesn't even get to block him. And he still makes the play by himself. He gets there because he's thinking get forward. He's trying to get downhill. So you're going to get plays behind him, just like you saw in the Tampa Bay game, just like you saw in the Carolina game. I think Darnold was taking advantage of that. But I said if Darnold is doing well on the ground, I don't think they're going to beat us that way. And I will toot my own horn for that film for the last 2 weeks, man. If y'all betting off me, Andrew, I know you be betting. But if you betting off of these breakdowns, I know you winning because especially if you playing money line, because I know we covering every week the way we've been playing. But with that said, though, I think that's part of the reason. That's part of what I think we'll be doing too. Rotating Cox in and letting him get some reps out there so that Cox can see the field by mid-season, because there's no purpose in keeping Cox on the sideline when you got average play out of everybody else other than Parsons. You get average play from LVE. LVE's not making plays. He's just there. He's chasing guys down. He's doing a good Bobby Carpenter impersonation. He's okay, but not first round draft pick good. Like if you got a guy like Cox, who they call him the steal of the draft, in the 4th round, playing better than your first round draft pick who looks like a Bond villain, who's 6'5", 265, he should be doing what Micah Parsons is doing. He has the size to do it, the length to do it. He should be a guy that's like moving the outside line. He's built like TJ Watt. You know what I'm saying? So when you got a guy like that playing just okay, and you got a guy like Cox who you brought in here and you call him the steal of the draft, I think they're gonna try to get him some reps at some point. That's gonna happen. Let's see. I don't think he goes to the Patriots. I'm curious to see where he goes at this point. To be honest with you, I don't know. Andrew, Cowboys have been on all my tickets and teasers. I already know, bro. You ain't got to tell me. Hey, AKOYE been spot on with this film. That's right, Davey. You better believe it. Let's see. What's up, Cleve? He said, my collarbone. It wasn't his collarbone. It wasn't his collarbone at all. I don't remember what movie I got that from, but it was somebody was like, he broke their collarbone. It's like, my collarbone. That shit was funny as hell, man. I don't know why. It's just funny to me every time I say that. Let me go back up. Jay Hustle, what's good with you, man? He got cut because he chose to wear a Robo jersey and didn't pay up to that 9. He didn't play up to that 9. That's a fact too, man. It's never good when you see unless it's this year because everybody changed their number. But usually when you see a guy who's been playing well suddenly change their number, it's not really a good sign. You saw it with Roy Williams too. Yeah, same thing we saw here with Roy Williams. We saw with Jalen. We saw with Dez. Once those guys who are getting those fat checks, Pro Bowl checks, once they slow down and the Cowboys see it, we're like nature. We're like an ecosystem, a serious one. You could say it's because it's a lot of people try to use this, and I'm gonna say it. Oh, because he kept Sean Lee because he's white. No, they kept him because he was team friendly. He was smart enough to understand, hey, I could ask for a lot of money because I am that level of player, or I can take less money and stay here forever. Do you want to be the king for a day or prince forever? And most of the guys who got those checks, then I don't think they're like the Patriots, they just don't say it. You're never going to see that money, man. You might see your guaranteed money, but you're never going to, if you're not going to play up to that level, you're not going to get an opportunity here to keep that money. It's just not going to happen. It's not happening, man. Dez, Roy Williams, now Jalen, they kind of price themselves off this team. You don't really want one of those high top tier contracts if you're a Cowboy player. I haven't seen a guy who's gotten one, defensively anyway, who stayed. That's not a quarterback. I don't. I don't see Miles Austin got money. Bye. See what I'm saying? That's just the way it is here. You want to take a team friendly deal, even if you don't. Like, even if you don't, you might want to tell your agent, hey, man, I like Dallas a lot. I make a lot of money off these shades. Wink, wink. Clear Eye View is booming. I'm gonna keep on swiping. Just pay me, pay me in endorsements or something. You know what I mean? But anyway, don't like talking about another man's money. Don't want to make a lot of fun of it either, because I know at this point, you never know who's watching. You got family, all that, man. And I don't like to kick nothing out of nobody's mouth, man. At the end of the day, Jalen earned his check initially, but didn't earn it after the fact, in a lot of you guys' opinion. And the film this year would not lie. His coverage has definitely gotten better. Jalen, I will say this for him, is the only guy in coverage on our linebacker core so far who hasn't given up a play over 20 yards. That's actually the truth. Even when they ISO him and stretch him out, Jalen's performed there, which was a surprise to me, because I didn't think he would outperform in coverage than he did in versus the run. But versus the run, he clearly has been a problem this year. So, or been average, you know what I mean, this year. So it is what it is. Um, yeah. Like Zach Martin. Zach Martin just restructured his deal, right? He's this is for True Gooner. He said you can take a high deal here in Dallas, but you better be open to restructuring. Jalen did not want to restructure. I didn't know that he didn't want to. So yeah, that's crazy. You might see him in an NFC East uniform too, because of what he knows. And those guys are up against it this year trying to catch us. 100% next to go. LVE is 100% next to go. One injury away. I don't think LV is coming back this year, regardless. No speculation. Period. Um, D Law is staying. He will create more sacks and run stops. I think D Law can stay if D Law wants to move inside. D Law can't play with his hands up. You saw that in the first game versus Tampa Bay. D Law could not cover. He can't. He's not versatile in that way. He is versatile if you want to put him inside. You want to put him inside, he can play one tech on third downs if you want to blitz him there, and he's still a force against a center that's looking up that doesn't see him coming. And then you got guys like that, allows you to put Randy Gregory on the outside, that allows you to blitz Micah Parsons, put Basham in there, or put Anai in there. You could put different guys in there if D Law is willing to move around on the interior. I think he can stay that way. I don't think he stays if you ask him to keep his hand off the ground. He's not good there. He wasn't good last year when we tried it, and we clearly want to go to a 3-4 look because we didn't draft both. Look at the guys we drafted. Chauncey, who can play four positions on the front five, because we play 3-4. So he can stand up on either side. He can put his hand down as a defensive end on either side, and is playing just as good as D Law, in my opinion. He's got himself a sack, and he's getting in there. And he can stand up better than D Law can and move in space better than D Law can, and he's smart. Osa, you don't go draft Osa. He's a 3-4 defensive end, man. He's like Casey Hayward, I think. Casey Hayward. He's like Casey Hayward or one of those guys, a JJ Watt type dude if you leave him in the 3-4. And then you go get a guy like Bohanna, Watkins, Hamilton, and Urban. Those guys are 3-4 guys, man. You don't go get those guys and not want to go to 3-4. So unless D-Law wants to move inside, I don't think he's here next year. He might. He might not be. A. Lavelle. Let's see. He said, what up, AKOYE? Hope you and your family are doing well. Thank you for all the great content. Keep it up. Thank you, Jalen, for everything you did for this team. All the best. I agree with you, man. Jalen, I'm going to put a video up for him just like I did for everybody else. I respect anybody who will bleed for the blue. I'm dead serious. Jalen has done that. So I think he deserves his respect. Those of you who just personally don't like him because of the swipe, because of anything, that's that's for you. If you don't like him because of his level of play, I can't argue with that, because it's the film does not lie, and he's put up some bad film at times this year, especially on the ground. So I can't argue that. Can't argue that. Okay, I won't argue that. And it was funny because when Foots told me, he thought I was going to argue with him. We'll talk about that tomorrow, though. But he thought I was going to argue with him. I said, honestly, the writing was on the wall after this game. So I just, gave my bow and took it on the chin, so to speak. Otis, what's good? Thanks for the $5, man. He said Jalen can still play, just don't think he could play for us. True. The guys around him are better at what he does. Also true. He can go to other teams and play well. I think if you put Jalen in a role where you don't ask him to do so much covering and you just say, man, we're gonna have you flying around blitzing, go forward. Maybe you can do that. I wanted him to do that too, but when I say, hey, Jalen can play off the edge, he can play off the edge. Young Jalen can. I haven't seen Jalen pull off a successful pass rush in a little while, maybe in 2 years now. Um, Reason being, he jumps when he goes to the point of contact. He's off the ground. How hard are you to block if you're off the ground? And if you are going to jump, don't jump directly into the man's center where he's strongest. Jump to a side. So fight his hands and jump to a side. He was good at that. He really was. If I'm not talking about Notre Dame footage either. I'm talking about in the NFL. He was good at that at one point. I don't know what happened there, but it happened. So I mean, you can't argue it. It's there. Let's see. No LV is not coming back. Yep. Um, King for a day, Prince of AKOYE dropping knowledge. That's true shit, man. You don't want that money if you're here, man. Salute to you, Sadiq. We them boys, appreciate it. Do you think Cowboys are freeing up money to keep a couple of key players next season, like Gallup too? That is probably the. I forgot about Neil, man. It's so crazy. We getting Neil back too. That might be another reason Jalen's going. I didn't. This is how good our linebacker room is. I didn't say Neil's name in 2 weeks because I kind of forgot he was out there. I forgot he was on the team, man. I forgot, and that's bad. But it's just saying how good we really are, man. I do think that if you have Neil and Parsons playing full time at linebacker, as long as we have a pass rusher on the other side, we are a better team. Neil will knock the shit out of you. Excuse my French. I know they be taking my ads off when I do all this cursing, but Neil will knock the shit out you, man. I love Neil. Don't know why I forgot him, but yeah. Curse, like you said, Alpha. What's up, Alpha Mason? So Mo to B. Curse can play linebacker too. You right. Henry Hill, Neil is great. Yep. Jabril is the future though. Correct. I think Jabril, it's going to be strange for Jabril now. But think about this. You got Curse, who can do the things we wanted Jabril to do, which is guard the tight end very well. He's doing that as a safety, though. But we got Wilson out there who has to get on the field. If, for whatever reason, Wilson is playing safety behind Curse at this point, and Cox is there now, Cox is playing, and you still want to push Parsons to the outside on certain plays. You got Cox and Neal in the middle of the field at linebacker. They're both fast, and Cox can guard either your other tight end in those 12 personnel looks, or he can guard the slot. So can Curse. You really can't make us come off the field or come out of that package, out of that big nickel, if Cox and Neal are playing. We could play big nickel for the entire game because you can have Curse playing linebacker. Curse playing safety. I'm sorry, strong safety. Cox and Neal playing linebacker, and then on the outside, Parsons standing up. We're all over the field mismatching. You can have Parsons cover a guy that's right in front of him, just like we tried to have. Imagine this play, the play that we had D Law covering Gronk for that touchdown. Parsons will be playing in that same position, standing up. Parsons can do that. So again, when you want to drop a guy back in coverage like that, he can do that. So it's a mismatch. You really don't know what we're doing in that type of look. So I like it, man. Is Jalen guilty or not guilty? He's definitely guilty. He's guilty this year. He wasn't guilty when I made the not guilty video though. And he wasn't guilty in the offseason because I thought, hey, he had the stats last year. It just was you found out this year what it really was versus the run last year. You see what I'm saying? Last year, I couldn't put it on Jalen or LVE because you got guards getting to the second level every time. The year before that, I couldn't put it on them because they were still making some plays, but I had plays where Jalen was making go back and watch 2019 Detroit Lions footage. I remember the plays because I watch them so many times. I can tell you where they at. I don't remember the running back though. Number 31 is coming through the middle of the field. There is nothing. There's a Randy Moss hole. Like just is nothing in the middle of the field but Jalen. Jalen made the play for a loss of yards, but there was nothing there stopping him. There was nothing in front of him. That's how they were playing for years. So you couldn't really put it on them because you thought it was scheme. You can't say it's scheme this year though. So Yeah, he's guilty now. He wasn't guilty then, and I'll stand on that. Let's see. Jay Hustle. Also, we have to remember Jalen was the main guy saying he couldn't process Nolan's defense. Now look like he was too slow in Quinn's defense. Yep. You were right about that, bro. Appreciate it. Um, I read them boys already. Let's see what else we got. You guys, like, if you want me to see it, because a lot of y'all in here today, want me to see it, either hit me with some super chat or highlight it. I'll get to the highlights obviously after I do the super chats, but I want to answer everybody's questions because I see this is a hot topic. So let's put it to bed and we're gonna follow it again, and we're gonna follow up again tomorrow. I know now I have to do some film though. I need to get it out because this week is drawing near, so I got to finish this film for the Giants. I started it already though, so I got a lot of work to do tonight. I probably won't be going to sleep. So let's get these questions out. Everett Brown, what the fuck is Dallas doing? I'm pissed. Oh, I wouldn't say. Why you pissed, brother? I wouldn't say that. Can't really be pissed, man. You got other guys who can play better. I mean, I personally like the guy too, but I don't like anybody more than I like the Cowboys, bro. If you, I love Dez. Do you hear me saying? I do think you should though. You could bring Dez back and give him a role. I just want him to be on this team because I want him to win with us. I think we're gonna win this year. So I would like him to be back on the team because I personally like Dez. But I wouldn't argue that Dez is better than any of our wide receivers. I'm not crazy. You know what I'm saying? Blame Sam Darnold and their rookie running back, Tyrone Church. Yeah, possibly. Um, he said Jalen's still better than LVE. Yeah, he ain't going because he's not better than LVE. He going because it's like you get paid too goddamn much, man. Excuse my French. What up, accumulating knowledge over years of existence? What's up, Huggy Pacino effect? Damn, that name, man. You a pimp, man. I bet you this is a Dan Quinn move. I agree. I think Dan Quinn is so. I like Dan Quinn a lot, man. I didn't know he was a boxing savant or a boxing historian like he is. You know, I'm a trainer, so I love that about him. And I think he's very direct, which I also am. I like disagreeable people, well, mainly men. Pause. But I like disagreeable men. I don't like women to be disagreeable because who want to argue with your lady all crazy. But I definitely like the fact that he's not afraid to tell you, yo, I don't like you or I don't like this about you. That's the way I am. That's the way people here are. I don't like pretentiousness. So even when I was in sales for 15 years, something like 16 years, something like almost 20 years. And I always sales is a very high turnover type of industry. And the one thing I respected throughout my time in sales is a manager who would tell you, yo, Darius, that's my real name, you're sucking right now, which I never did because I'm pretty damn good. But if you had a problem with me being on World Star, I used to be on World Star just making calls, killing shit, smashing it. But if you had a problem with me doing shit like that and you said something to me, I can respect it. But I'm like, if you never gonna say nothing to me, I'm gonna dance around this fire as long as you want to dance around this fire. So I like guys that go straight to the just walk through this shit, walk on the coals, man. Tony Robbins, that shit. You know what I'm saying? I respect that more. So I like that about Dan Quinn because he seems like he's that type of guy, man. He said, "You look like Adrian Broner." It's the beard, man. We all look like all dark skinned guys with a beard look like Adrian Broner. If I didn't have a beard when I had a goatee, they say you look like a poor man's Idris Alba, right? I don't know about none of that, but you know, call me Stringer if you want. If you give me Stringer money, I feel that. Tyrone Church, he said, "Blank." Oh, that was the same one. My bad. I think no, it's another person in here. Let me see. Vina. Vienna. Oh, that's Vienna. I've never been to Vienna, so no, I had Vienna sausages though. Vienna waits for you. I don't know what that means, but I like the name, man. Is that's Italy, right? Something like that. I've been to Italy. I've been to Milan. Liked it. Your breakdowns are the best AKOYE. They're the truth. Can't wait for the next one. Go Cowboys. Thank you for that, man. We put a lot of work into those breakdowns, so I'm glad you like them, man. Make some money off them though, man. Go to I need to get another affiliate relationship with those guys before I say their name. But you know, the guys. Go to those betting sites and make yourself some money, man. I'll start saying their names when they start paying me again. Quinn is straight up a straight up person. Yes, he is, Sadiq. Andrew, Cox gets to start this week or Neil. I don't think Cox has done enough to start over Neil if Neil's healthy. So Neil. I think Cox gets rotated in though. I think you will see that. And I think if LVE is still missing tackles the way he was last week, And Parsons missed a tackle. I was mad at Parsons because he had a chance to clean DJ Moore's clock and didn't do it. So I was a little mad at that. But it happens. It happens to the best of us. I don't think I ever saw Ray Lewis not tackle somebody though. I was about to say he did, but you gotta remind me of when it was. Hit the like button if you didn't already too. The curse of wearing number 9. Why would it be a curse? I think Romo definitely had a great career. This cut kills the morality. No, it doesn't. This cut is really like a Parcells cut to me, and it's worse than a Parcells cut. Jimmy Johnson and Parcells had one thing in common. Jimmy Johnson would cut the shit out of somebody if they wasn't giving effort. He really would. He would drag you in practice, and he'd cut you if you wasn't giving him effort. Parcells and Jimmy Johnson cut you when they're winning, just to prove a point. That's two things. Parcells will do the same thing. Go back to it. I don't forget nothing. Derek Ross. I almost forgot his name. I'm bad with names sometimes. Derek Ross, who was our rookie. I don't think he was a rookie in this particular season, but he was a rookie. Had 5 interceptions back in the day. I think right before Roy Williams, something like that. But around that time, 2005, 2006 era, Derek Ross was here. We had a bad game. I think Derek Ross threw a towel at Parcells in practice, cut his ass, middle of the week. No, you know what I mean? No plan, no nothing, man. He said I look like the game. Damn, I don't look like the game. I damn sure don't look like the game. The game got like tats all on his face and all that. Morale should be higher since we have so many dogs that want to eat. They all want a piece. You correct, man. Morale high because you better want your damn job, and now you get more. Exactly, you get more playing time. Why would you be pissed off? And I don't think the players just watch body language. Watch the body language when Parsons make a play. Watch the body language when Jalen makes a play. Watch the body language when LVE makes a play. They're making plays sometimes, but you wouldn't notice it in the body language of the players around them. Whereas you got a guy like Curse who make a play and everybody huddled, everybody is electric. You see Trayvon make a play, everybody electric. Even Anthony Brown, people on his ass when he make a play. They come up and like congratulate him. You said it at the perfect time, Draco Yago. I don't know what that name is, but Draco Yago. Think about this. Anthony Brown. I gave him the same level of respect that I gave Jalen coming into the season. I said, hey, play like you got a chip on your shoulder because there should be one on your shoulder at this point. Anthony Brown, this season, other than the AB play that we gave him hell for, has played and that's playing against Antonio Brown. That's not easy to do. So, and we also saw, like I said, like Trayvon will give up some yards. We saw him do that against Keenan Allen. So what I'm saying is your corners are going to give up some yards sometimes, but Anthony Brown has played very well this season so far. I wish you would have got that interception last week. I'm like, don't go backwards, Anthony. But last week, even though he got an interception against the Eagles, last week was probably Anthony Brown's best game that I've seen him play. I've never seen him with 3 pass defenses, and the tackling that he was doing was just great. He played pretty good. And Robbie Anderson beat the shit out of Cheeto that year. And I think they were going for him deep a couple times. They tried it. Wasn't there for him, man. Anthony Brown played pretty good because he was quiet. Robbie Anderson is Sam Darnold's favorite target. Anthony Brown did not get beat on at all. Can you make a film about why Adrian Broner careers sinks? I could tell you that right now. It don't take real long. You got a couple of guys. You got special players who fuck it up. Excuse me, who mess it up. Special boxers who mess it up for everyone else. Roy Jones was one. You had guys coming after Roy Jones trying to emulate Roy Jones. Can't do it. Ali was another. You had guys come in. I think the only person who came in and actually was able to emulate him well because he had a jab and he was fundamentally sound was Larry Holmes. Other than that, you had a bunch of fake guys running around, big guys trying to move like Ali, which wasn't really going to work. And then you got Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather's is not his shoulder roll either. Rest in peace, Georgie Benton, who was a Philly native, who created the Philly shell. If you want to see the Philly shell, how it's supposed to be done, you watch James Toney or you watch Georgie Benton. Georgie Benton was that bull when it comes to that's why it's called the Philly shell. Georgie Benton will sit behind his shoulder and use his shoulder as his lead shoulder and whoop your ass. Now, Everyone tries that. Floyd does it his own way, but because Floyd does the shoulder roll, people don't realize. And if you want to prove it, I'll prove it with the film right now. You can go watch it. I can't really do boxing breakdowns because they flag my channel every time I do them. I go viral. I would love to. Boxing is a universal sport. So many people, and we play. We they box all the time, like Spence does in the Cowboy Stadium. So I would get hella views off of it. They just always flag me, so I'm not going to risk my channel for it again. I just won't do it. But I love boxing, my first love over football, so I would love to do it. But anyway, it's tomorrow, Reezy or Reezy S. But the reason Adrian Boner sucks ass now is because he tries to shoulder roll flat footed. Floyd Mayweather, if you want to watch it, when he got hurt against Shane Mosley, watch what he did. Does he go shoulder roll when he gets hurt? No. When Floyd Mayweather gets hurt, he puts his hands up and fights like a boxer. Again, fundamentally sound. Adrian Broner tries to shoulder roll in every situation, and so shoulder rolling is it's like bunting. It's a situational tool. It's not something you do for an entire fight unless you have it mastered to the degree of a James Toney or a Georgie Benton. Floyd Mayweather doesn't even do it an entire fight. He uses his jab and fights with his hands up. He just changes his looks. I got Wilder in the Wilder versus Fury. I think, like I said, I broke down that Fury versus Wilder fight. I think Fury is a great, crafty boxer, but he definitely cheated in that second fight. You know, people can't argue that. I don't see how you could. Deontay Wilder literally has a dent in the side of his head. Fury's been cheating since Steve Cunningham. He's been cheating since the beginning. But back to football, man. Let's go with what we're doing now. I know a lot of you guys are talking about like Boss Man coming back, Anthony Brown, so on. I think we only get better. One person I want to take the heat off of who needs more reps is Canada. I got to watch that play where he fell in the end zone and got scored on. But other than that, I think he has had an okay time out there. I think he just got to get the jitters out. So I think that's why they keep putting him in there, because maybe he's making some boneheaded plays like that in practice too that make them kind of say, hey, I don't know. So you don't really know. But I think in our secondary, we only get better. I don't think you cut Anthony Brown, especially with the way he's playing. I think you just rotate Anthony Brown and Jordan Lewis, who Jordan Lewis actually played very well on the outside, which he did his first year too. I think we went away from him on the outside because of Chris Richard. But Jordan Lewis can play on the outside. I think I like that better than I like him inside, to be honest with you. I wouldn't mind that. And then Jordan Lewis is actually, his technique is better against marquee receivers from the outside. I think he can do it better. But that is what it is, man. Boss Man will be back soon. Let's see what else we got. As of this week, I don't know what you're saying. Maybe you're saying Boss Man will be back as of this week. He said Anthony Brown has a literal chip tatted on his shoulder, as he should. He's a 6th-round draft pick, guys. He's a 6th-round. Does he play like a 6th-round draft pick or better? He plays better than a 6th-round draft pick, to me. Does he play like Trayvon Diggs, who's a 1st-round talent? No. But was he a 1st-round talent? No. So you get what you pay for. He's okay. I'm never going to say he's great, but he's not the trash that we try to make him out to be. We need other guys out here who can actually outperform him. That's all. He would be an excellent role player. Excellent. I agree. AB is playing better so far. I'm not scared he'll give up big plays like he did early in the season. And think about it. When you got Trayvon Diggs playing the way he's playing now, if AB can't have a 5-interception year this year, something's wrong. Something's wrong. Because he's going to get all the opportunities in the world. First off, they like throwing at him anyway. But when you got Trayvon playing the way he's playing, you're not throwing at him. And now you're going to roll coverage to Anthony Brown. So he can take as many risks as he wants, because you're going to have help over the top, because Trayvon don't really need it. So if he got help over the top, you could take risks. Take those risks, bro, and do what you got to do. Get your money. If you can't, that's on you. That's on you. I can't say nothing about it. Let's see who else we got, man. Let me see the highlights. Hold on. Highlighted. According to Lord Brunson, what'd you say, Shadiq? According to Lord Brunson, what? Okay, it would be great move for the Eagles to pick up Jalen. It would be smart as far as knowledge is concerned, like knowing this defense. Jalen would definitely want to help a lot. I think he'd be pissed off. So as far as knowing what we want to do, yeah, it would help. Two, as far as his energy, you're gonna get a player who's gonna give. First off, he's gonna be cheap this year, and he's gonna give you everything he got. Period. He can give you everything he got. What I do hope though is that Jerry Jones and them don't dislike Jalen like I think they did a lot of guys. Like you don't know how far it goes where a guy wants you to land on your feet. You will. You'll get a job if they want you to have a job. They'll make a phone call. You should take a look at this guy. You know what I'm saying? I thought that's what I was most pissed off about Dez over. He didn't get none of that. It's like, okay, Larry Fitzgerald is still playing in this league, bruh. Is Larry Fitzgerald the Fitzgerald of old? Hell no. Jerry Rice was playing when he was 40. Tim Brown, those guys. So it's all about how much organizations like you when it comes to that. So I think that if Jalen is truly liked in this organization, he'll get another job soon. If he wasn't, I don't know what was going on behind closed doors. If he wasn't, uh, it's gonna be hard pressed for him to get a job anywhere, man. I think that's just how it goes. They do a silent blackball in this league, and you can't deny it. Cam Newton is not playing. Look at the dude D Mills over in the Texans. You telling me they couldn't use a Cam Newton right now? Get the hell out of here. There's no way he should be playing in the NFL right now. He had 80 yards passing, I think, last week. You know what I mean? Period. Get him out of here. Cam Newton can't do that. Cam Newton can do that without the playbook. You don't even got to give him the playbook. He figured that out. You know what I'm saying? So it's a silent blackball that happens when organizations just don't bang with you, man. Maybe they ain't like his hats. Cam, that is. Um, about J. Lou outside, we've been saying it, man. Oh yeah, you're right, Ruglot. Let's see, Maticus. I like your name, man. Yes, Blaze Cox at best can be worked in slowly. I think I don't know what you mean. Yes, Blaze Cox. I don't know what that means, but I know what you're saying. You're saying he should be worked in slowly. I agree. Um, what you think about pistol formations with Pollard and Zeke, kind of like the Skins in 2012? I mean, you do whatever you can to get both those guys on the field, period. So do it sometimes, sure. Um, I think it makes us dangerous. Zeke being on the field with Pollard is a good thing because Zeke actually can block. So you can actually have Zeke lead block for Pollard on certain plays, and you can have Zeke in the I format fullback. It doesn't hurt you, especially if you know you're going to be doing a bootleg or rolling out and throwing the ball. Zeke is a great blocker. Him and Schultz block just as good against linebackers and safeties as linemen. They might not be able to block a defensive lineman. I think Schultz done it already with Bosa. He whooped Bosa ass. And he was whooping my youngin what's his name? What's his name? Hassan Riddick. He's whooping his ass too. So yeah, Schultz is bona fide, man. So I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that. Kenneth Lott, what up, boy? How you, bro? Uh, he said yes. Dez was blackballed. Yeah, that's these boys. Cheney or Cheyenne. I will never hear your voice. So I mean, I don't know which way you want me to say it. But what's good, Cheyenne or Cheney Maxwell? Hard to keep up when you work 70 to 80 hours a week. What do you do? I'll see it in the chat in a second. Cam would be playing if he was vaxxed. You don't even know how strange that sounds. That sounds very strange, man. Reason being, last I checked, you can still get sick if you're vaxxed. And I think Belichick actually said that. He said most of the players that are out with COVID, he's noticed most of them are vaxxed. So that don't make no sense either, bro. Not at all. It don't. It only makes sense if the vax made you foolproof to COVID, and it doesn't. So I don't even get what I can't even keep saying it because they probably flagged this shit. But I don't get what the argument is about when it comes to that. I don't get into politics and all that on here because you can do what you want. I always been that type of person. Do what the hell you want to do. Just don't bother me, man. You want to be whatever you want to be. You want to cut your shit off. You want to, throw whatever you want to do. Do that. Just don't bother me. That's all. You know what I mean? But I don't get it. Don't make a lot of sense. He said Cam has natural immunity. The vax wouldn't help. Very true. Could you run 4-3 look with Neil, Cox, and Parsons? Yes, you could. And yes, we will in situations. I don't think we like the 4-3 as our base, though, that often. We've been running mainly because how many times have you seen three linebackers on the field? It's either Jalen and Parsons, Parsons and LVE, LVE and Jalen, Parsons and Neil. You never see three linebackers, and when they want to have a three linebacker look, they put the big nickel out there and they run curse out there. So I don't think that's I don't think you'll see that. We're not a 3-4. We're not a 4-3 team anymore. If you see 4-3 team, a 4-3 is very rare. Cheney says she believes in, or he believes in. I don't know either because Cheney is a different name. I can't see your avatar, but you believe in um, natural immunity. No disrespect about that. I just really can't tell because you got a hat on, so I don't know. And Cheney is like a unisex name, so it's like Ashley or something like that. My bad. I don't mean to disrespect you at all. Really wasn't trying to be smart. Hush hush on the Vax Okoye. Can't lose the best breakdown, man. Yeah, you're right, Vienna. You think we're going forward? We will be like Jalen was never here. Yep. Okoye, you think there's it's like Dez, like people act like Dez was never here. So why not? Dez was better than Jalen was for this organization. So why not? Okoye, you think there's a chance Jerry pulls a trade for Gilly in New England to make a push for the Super Bowl? I don't even know who that is. I don't know because I don't know who that is. You gotta tell me who he is. I gotta do some film. I'll pretty much just watch the Cowboys. Got behind on the video, so this is late. What you said about AB was correct. This is T. Gordon Mayhall. Was correct and needs to be expressed a little louder. AB was guarding AB versus the Bucks. Very true. I don't know many people who shut AB down when he's firing off on all cylinders. He's been covering pretty good receivers every week and doing an okay job, minus that first week. And we had an excuse for that one. And I know the way Dan Quinn is, AB wouldn't be playing. He would not be playing. I thought it was political when they said Canada wasn't playing until Canada got out there and started doing some of the things AB does. So I was like, oh, it's not that he's not good enough to play. It's that the guy that you already have out there starting is just as good. So AB wouldn't be playing if he wasn't playing well. Trust me. Uh, I think Quinn would love to pull you if you ain't doing right. He'd get you right out there in the middle of the game. I saw Jalen get blown out of the hole and pushed to the left, not back this time, but all the way to the left and out of the way on against Carolina, and he was out the very next play. Every time I've seen him do something like that, they take him out. So I don't think Quinn is playing with nobody. Jalen will replace Blake Martinez in New York for Jason Garrett. Oh, who was Silent 92? That was my DC. That's my brother initials and my brother's number too. Dennis Coit. He was number 92. Rest in peace, bro. But yeah, that was a great comment. If you are vaccinated, you're supposed to only get minor symptoms if you catch COVID. Bullshit. Ask Mark Lamont Hill that. He's from Philly. He got a coffee shop that I go to. He tore up from the floor up, and he was one of the biggest proponents for the vax in the first place. Dax on his MVP year. Yep. Oh, you mean Gilly? Gilly, Stephon Gilmore. I don't call him Gilly. But damn, if we went and got him though, you damn right that'd be a Super Bowl year. But I don't think they would give him up. uh, he said Cheney means dog man. Yes, I'm supposed to you. I'm supposed I am a man who used to spar Carter Williams. My bad, bro. Couldn't tell with the hat, bro. Couldn't tell with the hat, but won't fuck it up again, man. He said it means dog man. Yes, I'm a man who used to spar with Carter Williams. I don't. You mean who's Carter Williams? I'm thinking about Reuben Carter. He ain't that old, but I don't know who Carter Williams is. But I love boxers though, so you good with me, bro. Don't knock me out. I ain't mean no harm, and I ain't sparred in like 3 weeks, man. Might get my ass whooped. I'm getting slow, man. I'm back up to 240. I was running with my son today, man. I was like, damn, my legs is tight. But that road work bring it back down. I'll be back down to like 210 in no time, man. Give me a month. Dez had been blackballed since that locker room rant. Can't trust him to play the game. Dan Heath. Yep. YPC, low life. Most likely happening to you, Dak for most likely happening to you. I don't understand. Dak for MVP or Trayvon. Oh, okay, I get it now. Trayvon for Defensive Player of the Year. Well, I think if we go first off, Dak will be the comeback player of the year, period. MVP depends on how the rest of the league plays, but I know in the NFC, you're looking like it. And defensive player of the year, hold out with Trayvon because he needs to do it for the entire season things happen. So don't jinx him. Let him ball out. I think so far though, so damn good. He's doing everything I saw in college film and better. But let's not pretend he is putting some things on film that if he doesn't counter, and what I mean by that is sometimes I've seen us put things on film. I've seen other teams do it too. They'll put something on film that they know you're watching, and then they know that you're going to try to game plan for it. And then when you do that, they have a counter for that. So if he's doing that, he's going to be fine after the bye week. But if he's not, he's going to have some trouble. Why? Because his trail technique, he lets people get behind him because he wants to take chances on what's in front of him. So if offensive lines can deal with our defensive line in any way, shape, or form, and by time he will be in trouble a little bit. Just being honest. I love Trayvon, not trying to knock him. He deserves every bit of fanfare that he's getting. But I'm just talking about from the film. Look at the interception, the first interception versus Carolina. Number 88 was gone. That was his man. He just left 88 alone because he's reading the eyes of Sam Darnold so much that he doesn't even bother 88. But 88 is even pissed like, what the? Because he threw it to Robbie Anderson, who wasn't even looking. So Robbie Anderson would have sat down and wouldn't have been an interception. And if Darnold would have thrown to the open man, maybe Casey gets over top of that and hits him, but it's definitely wide open because Trayvon's not where he's supposed to be. On the interception versus Tampa Bay, he was in coverage against Evans. He drops off of Evans and runs down and sees the screen. He leaves Evans alone when he sees the screen developing. The ball hadn't been thrown yet, but he sees the screen developing and he leaves Evans alone and goes and gets that pop-up interception. You're glad he's doing it because it's instincts, but he's doing it. And you saw the Keenan Allen play where he barely gets his hands on that one. You also saw where he loses Evans and then recovers because he jumps and gets both hands on the ball. Those are plays that you can get off on him because he will jump. He's sitting on anything short though. You don't do anything twice to him. Watch the interception. I'll show it. DJ versus DJ Moore when he dove and he got the interception. Well, this is why he got it. If you watch him in the college film that I put back out, you'll see. I think it was. I don't remember. It was a red and white team. I don't know if it was Stanford or not, but I know he's playing a team that tried him on an out route and they got it off on him. They tried it again. He got a pick six. If you watch DJ Moore early in the game, he caught a out route or a comeback route right on the sideline, right in front of Diggs. Diggs looked at him, nodded his head. They tried that shit again. It was a wrap. Don't try anything twice against Diggs. I will say that. You might beat him, but you ain't gonna beat him twice. You ain't gonna do that. You ain't gonna do that. How do you think the Patriots game is gonna go? I've already started breaking down the Patriots defense. And I'm gonna go ahead and give it away now, man. Bill Belichick. I'm a defensive guy. Bill Belichick is my homie, man. I love that dude. Period. He lost to Tom Brady, fair and square, right? But it was raining, but I've never seen Tom Brady that confused in my life. Period. Tom Brady didn't know what the hell to do because Bill Belichick did this the entire game. And if he does this against Dak, we're going to have some problems. Our offense versus that defense, it's going to be some trouble unless we just decide we're going to run and then play game management in that particular game. Reason being, pre-snap, I've seen people do it on third downs. I've never seen anybody do it a whole game. Pre-snap, Brady was looking at one thing. Post-snap, something totally different. Every time. It'll look like cover 2 is cover 1. It looked like cover 1 is cover 3. He kept doing it. Every play. I think their whole game plan was screw it. We're going to show Tom something and make him have to figure it out post-snap every time. Even with motions. He would send the guy in motion. A man would follow, but be in zone. He'll follow. And you'd be like, oh, it's man. No, it ain't. It's zone. I love it. I hope we can start doing things like that here because we're so versatile. But players got to know the entire playbook to do that because you got to know if I'm cursed on this side, I'm guarding a tight end and they send that tight end in motion. I want it to look like zone, but it's man. I'm not going to follow. So now it look like zone, right? So Curse is not following, but you got a versatile guy on the other end in Cox who can also play that tight end, right? Cox is now on man on that tight end, but he can't move. He can't move and line up because then it looks like man. So if he doesn't line up, Now he has to be able to get into either the seam or get over the top of that tight end right after the play starts. That's how you trick teams. And you could do it the opposite way too, where guys are moving around like they are in man and they really in zone, or guys are actually at the line of scrimmage and they're in zone or man or anything. So, but guys got to know the whole playbook to do that. So I can't wait to see something like that, because when you watch the Belichick film, for those who, the guy who asked me what I think the Patriots game going to be like, I think if Dak can go in there and play the way he played the first time we played the Patriots a couple years ago, with Zeke actually running the ball consistently, I think we could beat the Patriots. But and we got a young quarterback to play against. We're not playing against Tom Brady, who barely beat us. If Stephon Gilmore doesn't get that interception, they don't beat us. So if you think that Dak can't beat Mac Jones as far as points for points, I think you're wrong. But the Patriots are a team that will find a way to steal points. They're a Parcells team continued. They're going to trick play you at the 50-yard line, so watch it for the deep plays, the 50-yard line offensively. And then they score on special teams, they score on defense, they score any way they can to help that offense out. So you're going to have some problems. But I think we could beat them. I really do. I think we can score on anybody. I don't think we score 36 to 40 points against those guys, but we got to be able to hold them within, 17 to 20, and we beat them. Okay, Cleveland, because you're a regular, man. AKOYE, did you see Bill's kid on the sideline? He must be on something. Yeah, he looks like he's on. I won't say it. But there's a movie called Crank that talks about it quite a bit. And he looks amped up. And he looked like he don't look like he was raised with Bill Belichick. Well, then again, Bill Belichick is the same way on the sideline. But Bill Belichick looked like a school teacher or a principal when he's not on the sideline. His son looked like he should have a mullet. Does he have a mullet? I think he does. But he looked like he was raised in a trailer park. No disrespect to people who was raised in trailer park. I was raised in the projects. But he looked like I don't look like I'm from the project all the time. He looked like he's from a trailer park, bro. I really mean that. No joke. But hey, no pun intended. He a wild man. The defense playing like wild man. He said, watching the game, this is Randy Foster. Maybe you seeing something different. Watching the game, Jalen was doing the fine. Dan Quinn said he liked having the different linebackers because he could use them in different matchups. He's saying it to be nice, bro. No, he's saying that to be nice. You don't try to keep linebackers fresh anyway. Have you ever seen it? I don't ever see that. Linebackers play the whole game. He's saying that to be nice. I think Jalen was playing okay in that last game, though. He played okay, especially the way he covered that screen pass. That was the best I've ever seen him do it. He never comes down there and slashes through blockers to get to the ball. But yeah, he did give up some plays though, bro, in the middle of the field. He did. Most people die from COVID, underlying symptoms, obese and or old, blah blah. Yep, that's the truth, brother. I got some stuff for you. Anybody who want to know what I break down everything. So you want to see those types of breakdowns? I can't post them nowhere. So hit me up in my DMs on Instagram or Twitter, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. But other than that, I'll leave that alone because I ain't getting summarized. You ain't gonna get me to do suicide. What you call it? Hirakari. That's suicide. I think that's what they call it. Where you take the sword and you slice your guts out. And if you're a samurai, yeah, I won't do that to myself. I don't think it should be mandated. Oh, y'all talking about that still? Hold on. All right. What? He said Stephen Jones comes on 105.3 weekly as a show, and yesterday they were speaking about cutting D-Law. Was it Stephen Jones speaking about cutting D-Law, or was someone asking him about D-Law and he just responded? But one thing I will say, they are very crafty. Jerry Jones, all those guys, they're crafty as hell, man, because they use the media for negotiation tactics all the time. So I think the fact that they're asking it, depending on Stephen Jones's response, if he's not pissed off by it, it's probably because they likely are. And if they continue to play well without him, why would you keep? If they're getting sacks and pressure, if we're up in the top of the league in pressures and we don't seem like we need him back, why would you pay him? I mean, for real, that's not even being smart. Nothing against him. Why would you pay him? And let's just be clear. For those, I said this about D-Law. For those who had a problem with Jalen kind of dipping after he got his money, what has D-Law done since his 14 sack season? I'll wait. He just played the run pretty well, but he ain't a lineal pass rusher at all. Let's really be clear on that. He is not. He's good. He's Tyrone Crawford money good. Like you should be paying him what we were paying. We were overpaying Tyrone Crawford, and we're overpaying D Law. Don't like to speak on people's money, but that's just the truth. You should have been paying D Law what Tyrone Crawford was getting, and Tyrone Crawford should have been off this team. But D Law is not Khalil Mack money. He shouldn't be getting Khalil Mack money. No, because he ain't Khalil Mack. Not by a far cry. Okay. Period. D-Law should play 3-4 and he will still be just as good. Osa, D-Law, and Chauncey, Urban in the middle. No. Oh, you mean on the outside, like defensive end, inside. Not nose tackle. I hope you don't mean that. And definitely not outside standing up. No. Oh, yeah, there you go. I get you. Blex, you right. I'm sorry. I wasn't understanding. You was talking about depth. I thought you were saying Osa and D-Law and Urban. Oh, yeah, you did say Urban in the middle. Chauncey ain't gonna be in the middle though. Chauncey ain't a nose tackle. He should be where D-Law is, a rotating defensive end or stand-up guy. I like us at 3-4 though, because I like Bradley and I. He said Troy, COVID affecting the football game, so we talking football still. Actually true. Actually true there. I will say this though. With the way football is going right now, with the way people are like constantly out, I'm glad we are this deep. And y'all gotta start pushing this name, man. They ain't gonna push it unless I say it, man. We are Hydra. Y'all gotta stop. Somebody said, they're the villains, right? Who said that? Cleveland, I think, said it. Somebody said that to me. I know they're the villains. We villains. We ain't trying to be nice guys, man. What you talking about? Y'all gotta start pushing that name though. That name dope. And Jordan Lewis was watching the show because he watched my video because he said Dan Quinn's perfect storm in his interview. I said, and he looked in the camera. I said, "Hey, look at that! Look at my boy, man. You know what it is, and you know what it is." Yeah. Um. Okay, let's keep going real quick, man. I don't got nothing to do other than break shit down. So let's talk. He said Joseph is back week 8. D-Law likes to go for the strip. That way he seems like he ain't getting that way it seems like he ain't getting sacks. No. Everybody goes for a strip sack. Everybody wants that. If that's what you're saying, I think everybody does that. No excuses. Give me some sacks, bro. I don't care what you doing. And you got to get it in some other way than stunting and some other way than crashing the B gap. Those are your two moves. They do dress green like the Eagles. AKOYE. Who you talking about? I don't know what you're saying. Cleveland, I'm talking to. Okay, week 6 he'll be back. You saying okay? D-Law and Ghoston can play 3-4 defensive end. Gregory and Parsons on the edge. Yeah, but what you gonna do with Osa? Osa's a 3-4 defensive end too. See? Do you ask yourself this? Forget for just for the money's sake and for the play sake. For play's sake, who would you like to take off the field to bring D-Law back? I'll wait. Who would you like to take off the field for D-Law to play? Would you like to take Chauncey off the field? I would like him to keep going. Would you like to take Osa off the field? No. And he can't play nose tackle, so that's going to be Bohanna, Urban, and those guys, right? Would you like to keep would you like to see Bradley and I on the outside, or I know I want Gregory on the other side. You don't move him at all with the way he's playing. And if you do kick Parsons back to the outside again and then go with Neal and somebody else at linebacker, like Cox or LVE, who are you going to take off the field for D-Law? D-Law is not rushing the passer better than Parsons is this year. He hasn't rushed the passer better than Parsons. Period. And the other thing is Parsons can't be blocked either. He can crash the B gap too. He can stunt too. Randy Gregory can stunt too. And Parsons can cover you and chase anybody out of the backfield. So that's what you're talking about right there. So that's why I say like I don't really care. Um, let's see. And you got I didn't even bring up Dorrance, man. That's crazy. Yeah, I didn't even bring up Dorrance. Chauncey is gonna take their snaps too, though. You're right. I don't want to come up with a way to get a guy that's if I gotta come up with a way to get you $14 million guy on the field, bye. For real. If I gotta figure out a way to get you on the field with my rookie or over my rookie, you got I mean, it's time to go. I think that's real. You said Parsons is a linebacker, not a defensive end, cab 52. True. I don't think anybody's arguing that. I don't think he'll be a full-time defensive end. AKOYE, who do you what's up, Jim? How you, man? I love your comments too, man. You always dope in your comments. Always thoughtful and give me shit that I gotta think about or stuff that I even make videos off of. So appreciate you. Appreciate all y'all that do that, but he does it a lot. AKOYE, do you believe we'll have who do you believe will have more reps by week 11, Golston or D-Law? I think I just answered that. Uh Golston, I do. Learn how to read. I don't think he's talking to me, but what's up, Davey? You probably won't die if bat. Oh, y'all still go. Stop arguing about the vaccine in here, y'all. Yeah, I mean, let people do what they want to do, man. Do what you do what you want. Yeah, do what you want. If you want to go ahead and you know do what you do. Oh man, I won't even. Andrew, I don't agree with that one. That ain't true at all. That can't be true. My fiance works in Philly hospitals, and that ain't the truth though. You're misquoting something, or somebody just gave you some bad information. That's like saying Wilson had a good game. I don't know what you're talking about with that one. Marcus Hardison, Adequoye. Are you pushing D-Law off a bridge? Nah, I ain't pushing him off a bridge. I'm just saying if you're talking about money, you're probably not going to bang with D-Law long after this. Um, let's see. I'm gonna answer some more Jalen questions because this is a Jalen special announcement video, and then we're gonna get up out of here so I can break this stuff down, man. Okoye is really is the year of having bodies, protocols, and injuries hurt teams. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Next man up. We gotta do it. Hell Hydra. I'm hoping for Jalen cut. I'm hoping that Jalen cut means we're expecting some IR return soon. Probably that too. And let me see. I'm scanning for Jalen's name. Let's see. Oh, he said Hydra dressed in green. But yeah, we do need to be more mean. Of course we do. Cleveland. Keep going. Randy Foster, and don't give me a mistaken, bro. I'm just saying, don't get me mistaken, bro. I'm just saying, are we playing with the team too much when we got a very good year with players under contract? Or are we doing too much? I don't know what you mean, but if you're saying, are we doing too much by cutting Jalen? You mean? No, I don't think so. I think if you're like, it's like the Witten effect. Witten was holding back some of the progress of other guys because of the reps he was taking. Because we like him. And I didn't like it when we did it with Witten. I didn't like it when we did it with Sean Lee. And I wouldn't have liked it if we did it with Jalen because I do think, like I said, I do think Cox is going to be a better player if he's not already. I do think Neil already is a better player. Um, I do think I know Parsons is. So and I know Curse is at linebacker. Curse is 222. He ain't as big as Jalen, but he'll get there and he can ball. So I think you gotta do that, man. You said why cut him now? Is it just about the IR returns and roster spots? I think I just answered that. Adam, what's up though? Troy Dudley, you're not talking to me. Uh, we're supposed to be undefeated. Tyler and Sessions, you're right. Andrew, you're wrong about that. Andrew Zuma, you be right about your bets, but you wrong about that, Brody. You are wrong. To each his own, though. Okay, D Law ain't going nowhere. And I only say that, Andrew. I only say that because I got people. I know someone who's died after taking the vaccine. So you can't say that you can just get a shot and be cool, and that's real shit. Um, Rest in peace, Chris. But I know somebody who's died after taking it, and that ain't a joke, and was hospitalized too. So none of that's not true, buddy. None of that's true. Most of the nurses here don't even have it. That's why after the 18th, why would you be firing people who've been working through the vax? Excuse my French. I don't want to talk about it, but why would you be firing? My peoples are nurses. They don't want to get it. Why would you be firing all the nurses in New York, Philadelphia, California after October 18th if they've been working for 2 years and haven't gotten it? That means something, doesn't it? So you're going to create a shortage, and then we will be overrunning hospitals. That doesn't make any sense to me. But I'll leave y'all on this note because I'm getting y'all going super political in here, and I know I'm gonna jump into the conversation because I love a good conversation. Those who want to talk about that type of stuff, hit me on IG or something like that. I'll talk to you, but I don't want to talk about it here. So anyway, long story short, I think we covered everything we could cover. Anybody who hasn't hit the like button, hit it. Remember, tomorrow we are on the roundtable. I will be recording that and reposting it here on Thursday, but you can watch it live tomorrow at 9 Central, 10 Eastern on Vach's channel or Law's channel. I think Foots might be putting it up too. If he doesn't, he will record it and post it up. But make sure you guys tune in. It was going to be great. I already know. Always is when we get together, and we actually got a lot to talk about. Both Jalen, the way this team is doing, so on. So I can't wait. And I got love for all y'all, man. Whatever y'all decide to do politically, do that. You know, there are such things as HIPAA laws and stuff like that. So do your thing, man. I hope all of y'all are safe, regardless of what you decide to do. Stop all the bickering and arguing. Don't bring no negative energy here because we don't need that, man. And I ain't saying either one of y'all did, but I don't want y'all arguing in here about shit like that. We got things to celebrate, and that's what we here for. This is called entertainment. To enter, entertain, control the mind, like to take the mind off of shit. This is mind control, man. You know what I'm saying? Enter the mind and control it and maintain it. You know what I mean? So let's take our mind off of the bullshit for a second, man. Let's get it going. Cause last year was a sad ass year, and this year wasn't much better, to be honest with you. So um, let's go. Peace. Love y'all.